A laboratory method for identification of microorganisms. Laboratory methods are particularly used to identify the following characteristics of bacteria: morphology, staining, cultural characteristics, then resistance, then metabolisms, then antigenic structure, then bacteriophage and bacteriocin typing, then biochemical reactions, pathogenicity, and rapid identification method. So these are the possible one where we can able to identify according to the characteristics of bacteria. So moving on to the first one, the morphology depends on number of factors where the morphological structures like stain studies, nature of culture medium, temperature and time of incubation, then age of culture and number of cells culture, then the characteristics of bacterium, particularly noted down in the form of the shape, size, arrangement, motility, flagella, spores, and capsules. All cannot be studied in a single medium. All the characteristics cannot be, all the morphological characteristics cannot be studied in a single medium, but each and everything has to be studied in a separate medium. Like shape, separately we want to do a staining technique. Then for arrangement, separately we want to do a staining technique. Then motility, separately staining technique, particularly for flagella staining has to be done. Then this is same like that, how the diplococci are studied, then streptococcus are studied, then a tetrad, how the sizes are present. So this is a single one where we can able to see about the size. Then staining if I think helps to identify and observe different characteristics of bacteria. Staining is helps to identify, observe different characteristics of bacteria. So over that, if you're saying the first one is simple stain, helps to study best morphology of bacteria to identify the shape of the microorganism. So this is simple stain. Then gram staining. Gram stain is mainly dividing the bacteria into gram positive and gram negative. The next, Ziehl-Neelsen staining, particularly to differentiate the bacteria from acid fast to non-acid fast bacilli. The next, Albert stain, particularly used for the Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Corynebacterium diphtheriae, where there is a metachromatic granules present in the Corynebacterium diphtheriae. The special stain is used to identify the granules. The next, special stain helps to study flagella, capsules, and spores, like spore stain, capsule stain, and flagella stain. Then moving on to the cultural characteristics. Cultural characteristics provide additional information of bacteria, enables to identify individual bacteria in a fluid medium, helps to identify the degree of growth, presence of tuberosity, then presence of deposits, nature surface growth such as quality and order are noted. So with the help of cultural characteristics, where mainly in the fluid medium, we can able to identify the degree of growth, to what extent it is having the growth, whether this is a oxygen dependent or carbon dioxide dependent or both. Then what is the turbidity, then where their presence of deposit is present, either at the bottom, top, medium, or throughout it has been. The next, nature surface growth such as quality and order are noted. So the next, resistance. Over the resistance of the organism to heat and to disinfect is tested. So for both vegetative and spore forms, helps in differentiate and identification of bacterial characteristics. So some of the bacteria, how does antibiotic resistance occurs? Best example is this. So high number of bacteria, a few of them are resistant to antibiotics. So antibiotics kills bacteria causing the illness, as well as good bacteria protecting the body from infection. The resistant bacteria now have preferred conditions to grow and take over. So bacteria can even transfer their drug resistance to other bacteria, causing more problems like budding, asexual or sexual reproductions. So by this, the antibiotic resistance will occur. Then moving on to the next one is metabolism. Metabolism helps in identifying requirement of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then identification of classification of aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. So strict aerobes which are present at the top of the slide, sorry, tubes. Then strict anaerobes which is present at the bottom of the tubes, which indicates aerobes are oxygen dependent and strict anaerobes are carbon dioxide dependent. They can able to go with the help of carbon dioxide. Then antigenic structure. By using specific sera can find bacteria by agglutination. Immunofluorescent test is used in some cases. Excuse me. By doing this agglutination, they can able to identify the different combination of immunoglobulin versus that means the antibody versus antigen reactions. Antigenic structure. So mainly this will help to identify the capsule is present or not. Then the peptidoglycan, what is it, thicker or thinner. Then it can able to identify the polysaccharides chain which is connecting or uniting the cell wall. Then protein, then about the cytoplasmic membrane, any clumping factors, then about cytoplasm, completely about the complete structure of the microorganism. So with that, we can able to decide what type of antibiotics can be given. Then bacteriophage and bacteriocin typing. Bacteriophage and bacteriocin typing enables to identify interspecies typing of some bacteria. So which help to identify how the bacteria are enable or capable to change or give birth for a different species. Biochemical reaction widely used to identify the bacteria or microorganism. Some important biochemical reactions are commonly used. Are first one, sugar fermentation. So here the test tested in sugar media to find out acid producing bacteria. So using a drums tube, there will be color change from pink or red to yellow, which indicates by placing that no gas production or drums tube is present, both inoculated with cell suspension. If acid is present, the color change will be present. Next, indole productions. Indole productions where it's a Kovacs reagent is used as indicator. Here particularly they used isomyl alcohol and para-dimethyl aminobenzaldehyde and concentrated hydrochloric acid. So mainly here the presence of color indicates positive and negative. The next, methyl red test. Methyl red test detect the production of acid during fermentations. So here instead of sugar we are using the methyl. If red color is present after adding the methyl or the glucose, they will identify the pH as well as the methyl color change also. Red color indicates positive and other color indicates negative. Then OJS Proskauer test VP, the reagent used for the VP tester Baratis A alpha naphthol and Baratis B potassium hydroxide. So potassium and naphthol are used. When these reagents are added to a broth in which acetyl methyl carbinol is present, they turn a pink burgundy color. This is indicate positive. The color may take 20 to 30 minutes to develop. E. coli does not produce acetyl methyl carbinol. So these are some of the chemical reagent test. Then citrate utilization to determine the ability of microbe to ferment citrate as sole carbon source. So pH indicates of bromethomol blue. The next, Shigella IMVIC test. So that is nothing but indole, methyl red and VP and citrate test. This all together will be done here. Are very useful in identifying and classification of enteric gram negative bacteria. This Shigella IMVIC test. Then pathogenicity. Commonly used laboratory animals like unia, pig, rabbit, rat and mouse were used for identification of pathogenic bacteria in the past. But now they are using rarely, but now they are using a large number of in vitro tests are available. Next, the last one is rapid identification method. automated method are used. So identification is simplified by detection of specific enzymes, toxins, antigens, or metabolic end products of isolated bacteria. For example, here they are using polymerase chain reaction, PCR, polymerase chain reaction is a technology in molecular biology used to amplify a single copy or a few copies of a species of DNA across several orders of magnitude, generating thousands to millions of copies of a particular DNA sequence, widely used for identification of microbes. A single DNA is enough. From the single DNA, they can able to see that what are the possibility are there for this DNA to cultivate or to transform, and what are the microorganisms may resemble. So this gives a complete magnitude and millions of copies of the DNA. So which helps for rapid identification methods where we can able to identify a single detection itself, the types of or the specific possibility of the enzymes, the toxin level of the enzymes, then antigens in different forms or metabolic end product of isolated bacteria. They can able to widely study about that particular microorganism. So these are the laboratory methods which are used to identify the microorganism or bacteria. So over this, here today's class we had saw lab method are particularly used to identify the following characteristics of bacteria, like example morphology, size, shape, or then flagella, then capsules, like that. Then staining, about the staining particularly used for gram positive, gram negative, acid fast and non-acid fast. Then particularly about for Corynebacterium, diphtheria. Then culture characteristics particularly used for the cultural characteristics of the microorganism. Then resistance, to identify that whether antibiotic resistance is present or not. Then about metabolism, like carbon dioxide or oxygen concentration is needed for them for their growth. Then antigenic structure, to identify their antigenic structure, whether they are strong in the cell wall or in the nucleus or in the peptidoglycan layer, where we has to, which type of antibiotic has to be given for that particular microorganism, we can able to decide. Then bacteriophage and bacteriocin typing, what are the possibility of the bacteria to get rid of, to transform from particular level to second level, how they will transform, what possibility are there. Then biochemical reactions, over the biochemical reactions, how we can able to study the microorganism. Then pathogenicity, then rapid identification method. Over the rapid identification method, a single bacteria will be studied about their pathogenicity, about their antigenic structure, about their different forms of transformation, all the things. With a single DNA they can able to make up millions of copies of DNA transformation possibility. So detailed study of a particular microorganism. So this is about today's class. Thank you.